Todd Houghton here from Houghton Physical Therapy in Attleboro, Massachusetts with my 47th episode of Facebook Live, Todd's Tip of the Day, the top 5 ways to deal with stress and depression. In this episode, you will be given some of the examples or reasons how you can take control of your life by limiting your stress, which will limit your anxiety, which will limit your depression. Ultimately, the way that you want to feel just the way you want to. And I want to thank a patient of mine, Craig, for suggesting this topic. What a great idea, Craig. So again, my name is Todd Houghton from Houghton Physical Therapy in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and I am passionate about helping people. I've been a physical therapist for almost 25 years, and I really enjoy helping people that haven't gotten better and they've gone somewhere else. And I really enjoy linking the mind and the body together to give people the maximum benefit, to help them get over that hump, to help them get that extra edge to reach the goal that they want. Please feel free to tag someone if you feel that this talk, Facebook Live episode might be helpful to them. I think it can be helpful and it can reach a lot of people. So let me know where you're from, tag someone, share it, anything like that would be really, really helpful. So here we go. My favorite part is the meat of it. The quality of your life is where you live emotionally. Now, what does that mean? Where you live emotionally is where you are most of the time. Sometimes we can all go on vacation where we're annoyed, we're frustrated, meaning that where we live is not always where we live is always where we are, where we go back to. What is our normal? For some people that's sad, angry, helpless. Some people that's joyful, happy. Where do you live most of the time? So angry or pessimistic people always find a way of getting angry or annoyed, even if there's amazing reasons around it, even if there's tons of reasons to be grateful around them. We all know this, we all can recognize those people. We all know people that have a problem with something or someone. They spend their time going through life, jumping from one relation to another, or jumping from one job to another, and then justifying why they were right and why the other person or the job or relationship was wrong. That person could win $1 million and they would still be miserable, sad, or angry, or frustrated. On the other side, we also know this could be the sweetest person who everybody, when they meet them, they love them. It can be someone that has nothing. It can be someone that's just grateful. It can be someone that's out of work or have a physical disability. There could be a number of reasons why they could be angry, sad, or upset, but you know what? They always continue to focus on something that's grateful. So that's where they live. Sad people are always sad. Angry people are always angry. Happy people are always happy. So where do you live? It's okay to go on vacation to places where you don't really want to be. But again, where do you live? And that's what my talk is going to get into. So we know that stress over time leads to anxiety. Anxiety over time leads to depression, right? It's a recipe that's pretty simple to follow. So how do we want to approach this a little bit differently? So of my 5 things that we're going to go over, my 5 tips are, number 1 is decide to live life by your terms. Well, what does that mean? We get what we tolerate. You get what you settle for. Don't settle for anything. Don't settle for anything with your friends, your family, your job, your relationship. Don't settle. Whatever you have for goals, go after those goals and stay true to those goals. Stay true to yourself. So where do you live? Do you live as being a pessimist? Do you live when someone's always wrong? Do you find yourself finding what is lacking in others? Do you find yourself always just finding the difficult part of a situation? Believe it or not, you've trained yourself to be that way. You've trained yourself to be that way. So, but the good news is we can also train ourselves to be happy. Like anything else, whatever we focus on, we find. So you can train yourself to be happy. You can train yourself to be in a good mood. Like anything else, it's a muscle that you work, and you're going to work it, and you're going to work it, and you're going to work it. So stop training yourself to be sad. Stop training yourself to focus on what you don't have. Stop training yourself to be not in a great mood or focusing on what you don't have. Focus on something else. You can train yourself to be happy. Train yourself to focus on all the things you're grateful for. Train the stuff to focus on the things you're happy for. You want to have motives beyond yourself. Really, the only reason people get stressed and have anxiety is because they're focusing on themselves. They're not focusing on helping others. Living is giving, right? You give, that's going to help you live better. It's a pretty simple formula. So stress lives, like I said, when we only focus on ourselves, so just give to others. It's okay to go on vacation being stressful or not being so happy or sad. It's okay to go there, but we want to focus on not living there. So number 2 is we want to raise our standards. Again, we only get what we tolerate. Living comfortably is one of the most dangerous things we can do, because then we get something called the law of familiarity. What happens is if we get used to something, say we get used to going to the gym and then we decide we're kind of tired, we put half the effort in. Our body gets used to that. That's your new norm. Now you've put half the effort in. You tend to focus on maybe you're tired. You tend to focus on maybe things aren't so great. You tend to focus on where you don't have. That is where you start to shift. Then, now that's your starting point. You're having maybe a rough couple days, you start to go down. Then you're putting a quarter of the effort. And then what happens is, then you start to go downhill. You start to get more stress. You start to get more anxiety, and you don't start to feel really well. Our body in general is wired for survival and comfort. That's why it feels good to sleep in. That's why it feels good to press the alarm clock in the morning, the snooze 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times. That's why it feels good to have extra things that we maybe know that aren't so good for us. Our body's just telling us that we're wired for comfort and survival. So we just need to switch that up. Something you can focus on for raising your standards is, what is really your outcome? Where do you want to go? When you have that outcome, what is your purpose for getting there? So your what, your why, and then you want to focus on the steps to get there. Another thing you look at is you want to look at your peer group. You're only as strong or as confident or whatever you, as strong as confident, or you find out who you are if you look at your closest 5 friends. So if you want to set goals, whether it's relationship-wise or work-wise or financial-wise, you want to be around people that have done it, so you can kind of be in a group that's a peer group that's going to take you where you want to go. The third thing is you want to better yourself. When we get in a situation that gets uncomfortable, we have 3 options. So say something didn't make us, say something went wrong for us, say something didn't go so well for us, we can do 3 things. We can blame ourselves, we can blame another person, we can blame a situation or an event. That never works. Throw that one out. Number 2 is we can look at the blueprint of a situation. What do we think the situation is supposed to look like, whether it's a work situation or a financial situation or a relationship situation? What do you think it's supposed to look like? And if what do you think it's supposed to look like and it doesn't look like that, that's why we're going to have pain and we're going to suffer. The third thing we can do is we can change what we're doing. So instead of blaming somebody, we can maybe change what we think the situation would look like, and we can just change what we're doing to get the outcome that we really want. The next thing we can do is we have a couple options. We can change our body. We can change our physical body, because a physical body is the basis to emotional happiness. If you feel good about yourself physically, if you move your body, then you start to think about different things. You start to consider different things. So just move, right? I've done a few things on priming, things that I do every day, how I move my body. I focus on what I'm grateful for, and then I focus on my goals every day. So I start off my day every day like that. I can't be in a bad mood when I'm done being grateful. We can also, again, find a mission that's bigger than you. Give to somebody else, give to an organization, give to a friend as a way of bettering yourself. Also find a role model. Find a role model for something that you want to do work related, something you want to do relationship related, something you want to do financial related. Find a role model. Find someone that you can look up to, that you can kind of model what they're doing. Number 4 is a really big one. Believe in yourself. There's 4 parts of this. The first part is we all have potential, right? And if we really believe, if I'm certain that I can believe that I can do anything, I have good potential, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take action. Am I going to take a little action if I think I have a lot of potential? No, I'm going to take huge, massive action. If I take huge, massive action, I'm going to get results. When I get results, are they going to be little results? No, I take massive. If I am certain I have a lot of potential, I'm going to take massive action. I'm going to get massive results. Then I'm going to start to believe in my head that I can do anything. And then it cycles back up. My potential increases. My massive action increases. My results increase, and then my beliefs increase. This is just a recipe for success. But on the other hand, if we think we have little potential, then we're going to take little action. If we take little action, we're going to get little results, and then we're going to believe that we can't do it. Can you see how that circle works the other way, or the square, whatever you want to say works? We could have, so if we focus on the fact that our beliefs don't think we can do something, little potential, little action, little results. Increase your stress level, increase your anxiety, and then increase your possibility for depression. So it does all feed together. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and the fifth thing, is find something bigger than you. Living is giving, right? We want to do as much as we can to help other people. We want to do as much as we can to help. If we focus on just helping our friends, that's great. We focus on helping a community, that's even better. We focus on helping a larger group of people, the better we're going to feel, the more value we can add. So if we do these 5 things, number 1, to help to decrease your stress, which will decrease your anxiety, which will hopefully decrease the chances of depression. You want to decide to live life by your terms, number 1. You can train happiness, you can train joy, you can train being excited, you can train love, you can train all those things. Number 2, raise your standards. Number 3, just don't tolerate anything. Raise your standards of what you actually willing to accept in any part of your life. Number 3, you want to better yourself. Personal development, personal improvement, always the way to feeling better. The more you have to give, the more you help yourself, the more you have to give to other people. The 4th one is believe in yourself. You can do anything, limitless. There's nothing that you can't do. And the last one is make it bigger than you, number 5. Hopefully this was helpful. This is one of my favorite conversations right here. This is when you can really take control of your life and make things different. Have a good night. See you next week for episode, I think, 48.